Now, this is an Am I the A-hole thread that made me clear my throat a little bit. She says, Am I the a-hole for calling my husband and his buddy overweight dudes? Look at the screen if you're just listening to me because it does not say overweight dudes in front of a bunch of people. I have been with my husband for 6 years and he's always been bigger. He's 5'9" and he's never been below 230 pounds. Think lumberjack, but less muscle and more fluff. His weight never bothered me. I've always been so stupid attracted to this guy, and I actually loved his weight. But as of yesterday, I saw my husband in such a disgusting light for the first time in my marriage, and I don't know if we can recover from this. He keeps texting me and asking me to come home, but I can't actually bring myself to respond to him with anything other than, if you're not asking about our daughter, don't speak to me. I did not apologize for what I said. So, I have four children. My three older children, 14-year-old son, 12-year-old daughter, and 9-year-old son, are his stepchildren, and our daughter is 4 months old. Since I gave birth to our daughter, he's changed. Less involved with the other kids, more impatient in general, easier to piss off, yelling to intimidate, etc. We actually have fought about it, which is not normal for us. And he cries and says he's been super depressed and he is actively seeking therapy. He's trying to be better, but I'm not sure this can be fixed. We had a barbecue yesterday, and all of his buddies and some of their wives showed up with their kids. Everyone was drinking except me and one of the wives. My oldest son had like 4 burgers and a bunch of macaroni salad. He's in a growth spurt right now, but he's a small boy, 4'8", 82 pounds. Well, when my husband went to go get another burger, my husband said, Don't you think you should slow down? That's how you get fat. My son said, I'm not fat. And my husband's like, belly laughed and said, Okay, what the F is this then? You are fat. And literally tried slapping my son's stomach. And then my husband's buddy starts laughing and says something to the effect of, Tubby. Right in front of everyone, I effing saw red. Between him being a peen for 4 months and now calling my son fat, so escalating instead of trying to be better. I just screamed at them both, saying that it was pretty bold of the biggest dudes in the group are attacking a boy 6 times smaller than both of them, and went on to say that if they cut their body weight in half, they would still be a overweight dude. The friend immediately shut up. My husband started apologizing and walking toward me, and I slapped his hand away and told him to never touch me again, and he was effing repulsive. Everyone was so silent, and I was honestly so mortified and embarrassed and pissed off that I packed up my kids and left. My husband has texted me hundreds of times. I've only responded saying, unless it's about our daughter, don't talk to me. But another wife at the party messaged me saying, I understand why you're upset, but the guys were just razzing him. They don't actually think he's fat. They talked a lot after you left. And I truly don't know if I should feel bad. Am I the a-hole? My husband is so wildly insecure that I know this is going to F him up severely, but a part of me doesn't even care. Okay, so she says ETA to include some stuff I've stated in the comments. All three of my older children were already in therapy prior to this due to their father passing 5 years ago. They enjoyed therapy. As for why I went from 0 to 100, I think it's largely due to the fact that my son, the one he called fat, is bullied nearly constantly at school for his height already. He's on the shorter side. And my daughter, who's younger, is taller than him by at least a foot. She's 5'6". He gets picked on a lot, name calling mostly, but sometimes kids will also jokingly put things on his head and call him a shelf and whatever else. So he's already an insecure kid, and my husband is fully aware of this. Having my husband tack on another completely unnecessary insecurity is so absolutely sickening to me. I don't care if he was kidding. I don't care if he's apologized. And I admittedly do not care to hear the excuses of, well, it's because I'm depressed. He called my son fat for laughs uh, um, among his friends group, and that's a hard line that I don't think he can come back from, given all else. Ma'am, you are not the a-hole. You have a duty to protect your children. And in the moment, you did just exactly that. And you are thinking about your son's mental health going forward. People think, I got to keep my kids safe from danger and think about the physical danger. But mental and emotional well being are so important as well. And this mom did precisely what she was supposed to do. And these men think that they can joke and say things, but they cannot handle it when people flip the script and say the same things back, when they match their energy, when they are a mirror to how they behave. Do it. When people start doing all this joking stuff, do it back to them. See if they appreciate that joking. It's just jokes. Because when you start hitting them in the insecurities, they feel it just like a trigger point. Let's look at some of these comments. Not the a-hole. Listen, all the cards on the table, I'm fat, like proper fat. I made peace with that years ago because honestly, my only priority right now is my mental health. So it is what it is. I have no health issues due to it and I'm still mobile, so whatever. I was bullied all years through school, ages 6 through 18, partly for being overweight. It was hell. And yeah, I would get really hurt if someone close to me pointed out my weight. But if my fat ass started making fun of a literal child about their weight, whether it's a joke, it's not. Then F yes, anyone who hears should start berating me about my weight because I'd absolutely deserve it. She says, don't throw cheese in fat houses or whatever. Don't throw cheese in fat houses. I'm sure that it's a little bit different, but basically the same. This person says, listen, I lost 70 pounds a while ago, but if we're throwing cheese in there, do you think security will overlook my membership card being out of date? She says, maybe if I start throwing my cheese into your mouth, we can fix this whole mess and your card will get renewed. Okay, so we're just going to be talking about cheese. This person says, as a fatty losing weight, your mental health will improve drastically when you finally decide to take that leap into losing weight. Eating healthier and physical activity will greatly improve your mental health. And this person says, as a fatty who's been overweight 99% of her entire life and tried everything and gotten extremely self-deletion sidle every single time I've tried and failed for the past 3 years, had such a trash mental health after losing my mother due to cancer and basically being bedridden due to it. I'm going to take the win of me managing to get out of bed every single day and stay the F off and say F off to trying to lose weight because that's not important right now at all. Honestly, giving unsolicited advice to random people that you don't know their journey is so irritating. Don't do that. If she is saying, look, I am actively trying to lose weight, I need some advice, then cool. But someone saying, just talking about the fact that they are overweight does not mean that they need to jump in there, that you need to jump in there and start giving them advice because you need to know where they started, what's going on with their life, and why they got what they got going on. And it's not enough to do that in the comment section for somebody you don't know. Just don't do this. This unsolicited advice is not cool. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. This woman is not the a-hole. And I don't really even think that we should debate this. But you guys can jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. So I saw this post in the Not Like the Other Girls subreddit, and it's titled, Tell Me I'm Wrong. She says, I love reading the most vile I can get my hands on. Cooking, going on walks, and being a mom is my favorite. I also love looking cute 24/7 and making all the fat girls feel like because women over 40 have given up on their looks and I haven't. So my market value has skyrocketed. Tell me I'm wrong. And this is the picture that she posted letting us know that she hasn't given up. She loves being a mom and all she loves making the other ladies feel like because they have given up, but she hasn't. I want to draw attention to these. Never mind. I'm not going to say much, but yeah, I'm not going to say much. Let's just look at some of the comments. Not like the other girls, 40-year-old edition. This person says, enjoys looking cute 24/7. Post a picture with a hideous outfit. That's what I was kind of going for. This person says, I wouldn't even wear that. And if you knew me, you knew that that's saying a lot. but this person's name is Toilet Ghost. So this person below her says, but you're a toilet ghost after all. And Fuzzy Garden says, yeah, that's the first thing I saw too. So this person says, and a Walmart bra. And then this person says, direct that poor woman to a bra that fits, or don't, since she hates on other women so much. I'm losing my sympathy for her a bit. The next person says she needs at least two bras to hoist up those droopers. The person in the middle says, what is that outfit even? And this next person says, well, she could look better. That color pink doesn't match the gray or black. The black and gray look good. That pink just contrasts for no reason. Now, she's being talked about, but she's set out to throw stones for no particular reason. Like when they make these bios, what is the point in on other people? Why can't you just talk about yourself? And then the fact that she's talking about market value, which means that she is just parroting out red pill talking points through a woman mouth. And I don't understand it. So all of the insults that she's getting, she's earned them. This person says, but you don't understand. I'm 40 and hot while all the other girlies at 40 aren't. And my entire self-worth is based on putting other women down. If I don't put other women down to make myself look good, I literally have nothing to talk about. Exactly. This woman says, yes, we all have market value because we're just products. What a sad way to view women. And it is basically the red pill manosphere talking points. It's what Black people were, when we were bought and sold while we were up on the auctioning block. We are more than that. We are bigger than that. So when you have these talking points coming from the mouth of a woman, it is extremely sad, it's cringeworthy. I don't like it. That's why we needed to highlight it, because some people are still doing it. They're still taking men's talking points and using it for themselves to try to separate themselves. So, I'm not like them. I'm better. I'm special. No, you're not. Putting a market value on yourself does not make you more special. You're not different. You're not that great. But you guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share. This is an interesting post in the 2X chromosomes subreddit. She says, I'm 42 and pregnant. Husband is 65. I feel selfish having a baby, but want to be a mother. She says, I want to preface this with a first things first. One, I posted this in a pregnancy sub, and while I've received lovely comments and good feedback, I realized that overall the audience there is a bit biased and definitely skews to the younger side. I've been suggested for a more unbiased opinion. I post here. Two, this is in no way meant to be a discussion about abortion, nor am I going to base any decisions off of what people on Reddit think I should do. I'm just looking for honest thoughts from other women and a place to discuss what I'm going through, since I'm choosing not to share any of this info with my friends or family yet. Three, it's going to be very long. This is going to be a very long post. Sorry. She says, I'm 42 and unexpectedly pregnant. I'm about 7.5 weeks. I haven't been to the doctor yet, but I track my cycles very closely, so I feel very confident within a day or two of conception. My head and my heart don't agree about what to do. I have no children. My husband is 65 years old. We've been together for 20 years. Married for 12 years. Yes, we're both aware of the large age gap. It was nothing either of us was looking for, but we met and we clicked, and I'm still so incredibly in love with him. One major thing we discussed early on was children. He has 4 children with his first wife. They're all adults, some with kids of their own now. He told me when we first started dating that he didn't want any more children. It took me a while to decide if I wanted to pursue a serious relationship with a man who had children with somebody else and didn't want any more. I had never felt 100% sure about having kids of my own anyway. I ultimately decided that I was okay with not having kids. I've been happy in my life with him, although I have sometimes felt a hole in my heart regarding not having children. I think I especially started to feel it when my much younger sister had a baby, and then when my husband's kids had their babies. Being around all of those little ones made me wonder what I had maybe missed out on. I'm very early on in my pregnancy right now. It was not planned. I started to worry that I might be pregnant and felt very mixed about it. At times I felt excited and hopeful, and at other times I felt completely dread. I figured my period would eventually come, and when I thought about what I about that, I felt disappointed but somewhat relieved. But my period didn't come. I took a test once my period was a week late, and it immediately showed a positive result without even needing to wait the full time. My heart wants this baby. I think deep down I regret not having a child of my own, and and fear the regret will fester as I grow older. I also I also love my oh, okay, I'm sorry. I also love my husband so much that I want to have his baby. I've always been quietly and privately jealous that his ex-wife shares 4 children with him. My head knows this is stupid. I'm 42, but my husband is 65 years old. He's a grandfather. His oldest kid is just a year younger than me. He doesn't want to have a baby now. It's not right to have a baby because I made a decision that I regret. I know that. We're both too old to do this now. I know what I really have to do, but I'm sad and angry about it. Really, just sad and angry with myself. I think I could have accepted never having children, but allowing myself to get pregnant has really been a form of self torture. I think having this baby would be a very selfish thing to do, but I can no longer deny that I really want this baby for me. I feel a huge hole in my life not being a mother to my own child, a bigger hole than I could have ever let myself admit. I didn't feel this longing back when I met my husband or years later when we married. I never felt like being a mom was a huge dream of mine or a requirement for my life. A few days ago, my younger sister sent me a picture of a positive pregnancy test. She's pregnant with her second baby. She's 10 years younger than me, and her husband just turned 30. Totally normal for them to have a baby right now. What are the chances that my sister would be pregnant right now? Of course, I was happy for her, but I felt so sad for myself. When I told my husband, he just said, "That's nice," with seemingly no comprehension of how much my sister's news stung me. Then at work the next day, my coworker was talking about needing to take a pregnancy test because she thought she might be pregnant, which triggered a whole group discussion about people's pregnancy experiences. Needless to say, I was feeling pretty sad and sorry for myself when I went home that day. My husband asked what was wrong. I told him nothing. I was fine. He said he knew something was wrong. I had sad eyes. I told him I'm dealing with things he cannot understand, but that it's my problem to deal with an unknown. It's my problem to deal with an unknown what the right things to do is, and I'm just going to be sad for a little while. It's like he still didn't know exactly what I was referring to, and then he realized and asked, "Is this about the baby?" Of course it is. It's been the only thing I've been thinking about since I saw the positive pregnancy test. I feel tortured over this. To him, it was already a foregone conclusion that I wasn't continuing the pregnancy. So again, he said, "I'm 65 years old. We've talked about this. I'll be over 70 years old by the time the kid is in kindergarten. It's not fair to do that to a kid." I told him, "I know and I understand." I realized it'd be selfish to him and to a child. I told him to leave me alone and let me cry over it for a while. Then he later asked me if I was going to leave him over this and that he knows I could find a younger man who'd be willing to have a child since there's still time for me. I told him now because I'm not, I'm sorry, I told him no because I'm not considering leaving him at all. I love him with all my heart and I don't want to be with anybody else, even if it mean I even if it mean I could have a baby. I don't even know if I could easily get pregnant again, and my chances will only continue to drop. I don't even want a baby just for the sake of having a baby and experiencing motherhood. I want to carry my husband's baby. I want to be the mother of his children. I asked him if he'd leave me if I insisted on having the baby. He said no. He said he thinks I'd be a fantastic mother and he'd love to see me have his baby. And he's thought about it over the years, but he doesn't think he can be the type of dad a kid needs at this point. He doesn't want to die before they've even graduated high school or leave me to handle everything on my own. Also, it'll change everything about our lives and our plans. Right now, we can basically go I mean, we can do whatever we want, when we want, and all of that will end. But he also said he can't stand to see me so sad and questions what will happen if I can't get over this. So now he's not saying absolutely no. He told me to go to the doctor to even see if this is a healthy, viable pregnancy so far, and then we'll talk. Of course, the longer I remain pregnant, the more attached I get to the idea to this idea, and the harder it'll be for me to go through with anything. I feel a mixture of pure happiness, like overwhelming, all over my body happiness, but also dread. I don't know if I could ever get past the feeling of extreme selfishness in order to go through with the pregnancy. I was able to jump on an appointment with my OBGYN this coming Tuesday due to a cancellation that was happening right when I was calling to make an appointment. I'm trying to brace myself for any news I might receive. And y'all, obviously, that was a long post. I'm totally sure that this woman is going to update us on Tuesday after she goes to the OBGYN, but we shall see. Some of the other things that she added to the post: he hasn't had a vasectomy. In the course of all this, I angrily asked why he didn't just get a vasectomy 32 years ago after his last child was born. He admitted he should have, and that he wished he had. Granted, I never really pressured him to do it all the while we were together. I had been on birth control for over 10 years. In my early 30s, I became really conscious about what I was putting in my body. I was tired of being on birth control and didn't want to use it anymore. At that time, I started tracking my cycle, and and that's been really reliable. I knew I was likely at the tail end of my fertile window when I became pregnant. I told him I probably was. I think we both sort of felt the chances of a pregnancy happening this one time were probably extremely slim. Two, having a baby isn't worth losing him. By that, I mean if it would mean he'd divorce and leave me, which I feel would be totally within his rights to do. Having the baby and being a single parent wouldn't be worth it for me. This woman is giving a lot of things to think about, and I think that this would be a good discussion question. Jump in and let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Oh, and if she does update, I will let y'all know. All right, that's it. Like, comment, share.